Welcome to our second video in a series of videos exploring the exciting world of quadratics. In our first video, we learned that our first step is always to get our quadratic equal to 0. We learned how to define the coefficients. A is the coefficient in front of the x squared term. B is the coefficient in front of the x term, which in this case is -9. And C is our constant, in this case 18, once we get it equal to 0. This video discusses the vertex. If we look at the graph of a parabola, it will be a U shape or a horseshoe, either opening up if our A coefficient is greater than 0, or opening down if our A coefficient is less than 0. The point at which the graph goes from decreasing to increasing if the parabola is pointing up, or increasing to decreasing if the parabola is pointing down, is called our vertex. If we take our example, which I've given here, and graph it, which I've done in Excel, we can look at the graph. Here, our parabola is decreasing, 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 till we reach the point here, and then it starts increasing again. This point is a point with an x and a y coordinate. In this case, it's approximately 4.5 and -2.5. However, we also have a formula that can help us determine it exactly. In order to determine the vertex, and again, it is a point, we have a x coordinate, which we use the formula minus b over 2a, and we have a y coordinate. The y coordinate is simply our function evaluated at that point, minus b over 2a. We get the b and the a from our coefficients, which we defined before. So in order to look at our x-coordinate, we have minus b over 2a. If I simply plug in a and b, I get minus. Plugging in for b, I put in a -9 divided by 2a. Plugging in for a, I put in 1. This becomes 9 over 2. Okay, because a minus gives me a positive 9, and then 2 times 1 gives me 2, or 4.5. So my x-coordinate is 4.5, my x-coordinate of the vertex. To determine the y, I'm going to take my x value, which in this case is 4.5, and plug it back into my original function. So now I have x squared, or 4.5 squared, minus 9 times x, minus 9 times 4.5, simply plugging in 4.5 wherever I have an x, plus 18. Okay. Now, completing this, I see that 4.5 squared is equal to 20.25 minus 9 times 4.5 gives me a minus 40.5 plus 18. And if I do this math, I see that this is actually equal to minus 2.25. So my vertex is located at my x-coordinate, which we found to be 4.5, and my y-coordinate, which we found to be minus 2.25. So if we are asked to find the vertex, we can use this formula, or if we're given a graph, we can read the vertex off the graph. Notice here, our vertex was located at positive 4.5 is our x-coordinate, and our y-coordinate is approximately minus 2.25. In our next video, we will talk about solving a quadratic and what that means.